Hey everyone, thank you for stopping by Living To Do's review of Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 14, called The Rope, the Feather, and the Bidet. Before I get started with the review, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I thank you in advance and I really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get started with this review. Not a lot happened that was exciting, but we can discuss. The first couple that we'll talk about is Gina and Clint. Gina and Clint spoke with the sex therapist, Dr. Pia, and Gina told the therapist that she doesn't feel married. She has no desire to hold Clint's hand or kiss him. She has no sexual desire towards Clint. And Gina is, to me, dodging. She just seems so nonchalant about all of this. I mean, she knows why she's here. She should be working on this. And because there is no desire, you work towards it. She just acts like, there's Three's Company, her and the dog, and Clint. She was saying that he had no swag. She was telling this, she was saying that Clint has no swag. And later they were talking by themselves, and he thought he had all the swag. And she says his hair doesn't look like a guy with swag. So why doesn't she cut it for him? I mean, you're our hairstylist and everything goes right back to hair, and maybe you can cut it in a style that you're attracted to. She can fix that if that's really the problem. And the only thing is, I don't know if Clint would trust her with a pair of scissors to his head the way he's been treated by her. They were encouraged to talk more about sex, and they were talking about, Clint was saying he can order a sex swing from Amazon. I didn't know Amazon sold those things. And Gina says, how do you know I don't already have one? Like she had one. Clint's all, hot damn. Damn, Gina. Now, this talk to me seems like maybe, I think they really do have potential. And I think Gina is just blocking the potential because she's insulted about what happened on the honeymoon. But if she could let go of that, if she can get past that, I don't know if she can, or if it's going to take way too much time than the 8 weeks they're allotted. If she could get past it, this relationship can work. They seem, even as friends living together, they don't seem to get on each other's nerves. And she says that, at least he makes her laugh, and that's great. I think they have what it takes to be a couple. But I think it's Gina. I think it's all Gina. They were given a sex basket, which was like a lot of stimulators and things like that. And they were touching each other with the toys and the feathers and whatever. And they were liking that. If they could just spend some quality time, maybe alone, and just get to know each other on an intimate level, I think they could work. But we'll see. Okay, on to the next couple. The next couple is Nicole and Chris. Nicole and Chris are doing great, like they always have been since day one. They're doing little house projects together, like installing a bidet. And Chris has never used one before, and after using one, he says the bidet, well, he's now the bidet's bitch. I love his sense of humor. They had a visit from Dr. Pia where Nicole discussed having hate sex in the past. And that was her having sex with guys just so she could feel wanted in the relationship. So many girls do that. It's so sad. I think we need to get back to dating people, dating several people, like regular dates, getting to know people, having a choice, seeing what you really want and what you won't accept, not just accepting anything and having to grab. It's like musical chairs with these guys. They have to get one of these guys somehow, some way, and nail him down and do whatever to keep them, and they're not worth having. She talked about having foreplay and wanting more foreplay in their relationship. I could see that. She seems like she's that kind of girl. And Chris is so kind. His main thing is to please her. That's what he wants in their relationship. He just wants to please her. It's really nice to see a nice guy finishing first. And Nicole, she's always having these guys that didn't like her, but Chris is a safe place. He loves her. It's new to her. She's never experienced this before. He's just a great guy. They later got a treasure chest full of sex toys, and Nicole said that she loves their sex life just the way it is. If it doesn't even need to get better for the rest of their lives, it's fine the way it is. But she takes me as the kind of girl who was going to want more. And she'll say little sly things, undercutting him. She just seems like that girl. I mean, everything's great now, but she's going to get irritated. I just see that in her. But she's happy now. I just hope it lasts like she says it's going to. And that was pretty much with them. Not more happened with them. So on to the next couple. All right, the next couple will be Shaquille and Kirsten. We see that Shaquille has to go out of town for work. We later see that Kirsten is FaceTiming him. And they're talking. He just seems a little perturbed with her, a little short with her. And when they get off the call, I guess she blows him a kiss and she didn't receive one back. So she calls him back. And she told him, I blew you a kiss. I think you were turning off the computer before, you blew me one. I mean, was it that important? That's fine. That's cute. That's really cute. It tells me that she likes him and she wants a response from him, which means something to her. Shaquille gets back in time to meet with Dr. Pia. As they sit and talk with her, Dr. Pia asks what attracts you to Shaquille, and she said she was attracted to him when he was moving boxes around. He seemed masculine. So Dr. Pia said, do you think he's masculine? And she was like, And she said, yeah, but then, Dr. Pia, she wanted to know why were you hesitating? She basically compares Shaquille to her dad, and her dad, in her eyes, is very masculine. From owning a business. I don't know. You don't have to be masculine to own a business, but I guess she sees masculinity in her dad that she doesn't see in Shaquille. And quite honestly, that is attractive to be masculine. Women are attracted to that. We're not attracted to wimpy guys necessarily. A lot of girls are attracted to men, real men. Men that they just look like they can save you and protect you. They have that feeling, that energy. That is attractive. And he doesn't give that alpha energy. That he doesn't do that. All that style and finesse. That's the opposite of masculine. But lately he seems like, I have to say, lately I'm seeing less signs of that femininity that he shows and more signs of masculinity. But he's still, in some ways, and he gives me Ricky Smiley vibes. I don't know. Just me. And he says something like he's trying to be masculine. It's like, oh, he has to put forth the effort. it really needs to be natural. It just, I don't know, you can't, if you don't have it, you just don't have it, I guess. So they were given an assignment, and their assignment was he had to blindfold her and lead, and she had to be led. And he held, he stood up in the kitchen with his arms crossed, very masculine, directing her kind of sternly at times, very masculine. And he also had to tie her up with a rope. She likes it. See, she says she likes it. She's giving you hints and that she wants to be dominated. Rope tying, I don't know, but that's what she likes. That's what she likes. And that's a form of domination. So take the hint, see these clues and, be wise about it. Go in that direction. They were talking and, he wants, he's saying to her that she has a problem giving up control. And hey, I get it. I have to look at you and know that you can lead me, that you could be, the man or the head of household. You're just strong enough to do that, smart enough to do it. You have enough courage to do it. And you have to show someone consistently to let them let go of their reins, to let you lead. And I'm seeing a little bit of that from him, but he's right. I mean, I'm seeing a little bit of her giving up control to him. So hopefully this will, this experiment will be more, well, I hope they do better. He is also a little upset with her because he was going on this business trip and he apparently had her going too. She was supposed to go, and then at the last minute she had other plans and he was hurt by that. He really wanted her there. So that is why he had that he seemed a little distant and cold to her at the FaceTime when they were FaceTiming each other earlier in the episode, because he was ticked that she didn't come with him to this business trip. He really wanted her there. So I think maybe he believes she's not putting forth the effort of supporting him, making him a priority in her life. And he said that he's overjoyed with her, but not happy with her. I wish he'd elaborate on that. What do you mean? But she does seem like she is responding better to him. She wants to, make sure she gets her kisses blown to her through the FaceTime. So I think she's really warming up to him. I believe that. I believe if they should part ways that she would miss him. So there's that. Okay, on to the last couple. Okay, let's talk about Eris and Jasmine. At the start, we see Jasmine. She's driving in the car and she's talking. And she's saying that she is hopeful for the relationship. So she's still hopeful. Later, Dr. Pia talks to the couple, and Dr. Pia asks, "Are you getting your needs met?" And Jasmine says no, she's not getting her needs met. She needs physical touch, and she's not getting that from Eris. I guess they used to hug, and they're no longer hugging. Eris says, it's awkward to try to hug her, I guess, because so much time has passed that it makes it awkward. And she tells Dr. Pia that Eris has friend zoned her, as far back as the honeymoon. She's been in the friend zone. But he says he wants to hug her, which is good. I mean, then do it. Voice what you want, Eris. You're a big grown man. Ask that girl, I need a hug. Give me a hug. Can I have a hug? Guess what? You'll get a hug. Jasmine was telling Dr. Pia that their conversations, she thinks he's just passing the time asking her conversation or questions to spark a conversation. He says he's trying to spark this conversation, but she thinks he's doing it for the wrong reasons. They're not on the same page with that. And then at first she was just being real passive and agreeing to everything. And then later she wasn't. She was calling him out, calling him sarcastic. And apparently he liked being called out by her. It like put a spark in him. And like Jasmine couldn't believe it. Like, what? I've tried everything with you. She tried to be kind, but she don't come at you hard like that. It's like he likes being called out. Maybe he likes a roughneck type of girl. Um, that's what's not sparking anything. He needs someone to be aggressive with him, maybe? He seemed like he was the aggressive one. Or maybe he wants her to be aggressive to a point. So he knows where the baseline of aggressiveness is. Like, because he's going to be aggressive with her. So he thinks if she is a certain amount of aggressive with him, uh, of course he's going to take it a little bit further. I don't know. Because he was always talking about, tell her to get on her knees. Like, he seems like the aggressive one. So I'm really confused by this guy. I don't know what's going on. Later, they cook together. I don't know if that was their assignment. I see HelloFresh as the sponsor there. And they're in their Mr. and Mrs. Aprons. And they seemed like they were getting along. And once again, and it just seemed like he looked at her more. To me, it seemed like he was slowly coming around. But she went out the door almost. Or she's halfway out the door. And it seems like he's slowly coming around. While they were cooking, she was saying that she needs actions more than words because her dad never told her that he loved her, but she knew that he did. So, I guess by his actions. So she sees in him, your actions will mean more than words, I guess, like their little conversation to spark something. I guess physical touch, hugging, this is going to spark it. And I can't believe he's too afraid to jump in. I just don't believe that after all that talk he's been doing. So let's hope he finds the courage to spark something in this relationship. The last two scenes are the guys and the girls getting together for an outing separately. We see the guys, they're at a baseball stadium and they're getting to hit some balls. And everyone's doing pretty good, though. They show Clint not doing as well as everyone else. And Eris says to Clint, thanks for that breeze, buddy, because he keeps swinging the ball and missing. Looks like they had a good time. They sit down and they talk about their relationship. And Shaquille is giving his relationship a 7 or an 8. Eris wants to rate their relationships in a baseball analogy. And Clint says that he's not even in the stadium. And Chris says, yeah, you're in line outside the stadium. Little does he know the game is sold out. Now, Shaq says he's on second rounding third, so that looks promising. The girls also get together, and they're at a mixology class. They're making cocktails. The conversation got around to Jasmine, and she's opening up. She's talking to the girls. She's letting them know how she feels. She says that she feels like she's at her breaking point. She's feeling rejected, and she starts to cry, and they're all supporting her, and Nicole has to let her know, you're in a safe space. I just felt like saying, shut up. But they were all there supporting her, and she's crying, and because she's feeling rejected. It's a terrible feeling. No one should feel rejected, but she's a pretty pageant girl. Maybe she thought she would never have to deal with this. She's never had to in the past. You could see why. She's such a pretty girl. But she's upset. One thing that I want to mention is Kirsten. She's telling the girls how her and Shaquille are doing good, and she's hinted that she's ready to have, sex with her husband. And I thought they had already done that when they were doing the body paint. I was surprised. I thought they did, and they showed the next episode at that when I was watching that episode that they consummated their marriage, but apparently not. They act like it's going to be in the next episode that they consummated their marriage, but we'll see. But that was it for now. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I thank you in advance, and I would really appreciate it. But I gotta go because I got living to do.